Hello everybody and welcome to my 5th Visual Basic in Excel tutorial, and this tutorial is continuing from the last one, which started looking at variables, and I'm going to continue with integers and look at multiplying and dividing and subtracting the variables. So in the last one we had this little code, and we'd added two variables together to create another variable, and then what we call incremented a variable of itself, so it increased the value of itself. So next I'm going to go on to minus. So minus is pretty simple, you just put a minus instead of a plus, and you can do the same for these. So this one will take whatever's in cell 1 away from cell 2, which should be 1 minus 2, which is minus 1, and then put that into cell 3, so cell 3 will be minus 1, and then it'll take minus 1 and it will subtract 5 from it, which will be minus 6, and make that into cell 3, and then it will take minus 6 and minus another 5 from it, so minus 11, and put that into here and display it in this cell. So if we run this now, minus 11, just what we wanted. Multiplication, just put in the multiplication sign, the little star sign, and you can do the same for these. So you can times it by 5. 5 is probably going to be quite high, let's do 2. And so we'll have 1 times by 2, which will be 2, and then 2 times by 2, which will be 4, and then 4 times by 2 to make 6. So this should make 6. 8. 4 times by 2 is 8, not 6. Okay, and then divide. So we have divide. I'm going to delete these, and I'll show you the reason now. So if I run this, I've got 1 divided by 2, and it's coming up with 0. Why is it coming up with 0? 1 divided by 2 isn't 0. The reason being is because I've declared these variables as integers. So cell 3 can only be an integer, so it automatically just reduces it down to 0, just floors it off. So what we want to do is change this from an integer to a value that can hold decimal points. To do this, we want to put as double. So if we run this now, Alt F8, run, and we get 0.5. So a double a variable is able to hold decimal points, which obviously becomes very useful when you're dividing or anything you need decimal points for. An integer value you can't take a decimal point. So, and then the only other one I really want to show you now is to the power. So if we run this, it's going to show 1 to the power of 2, which is just 1. If we change this to say 4 and run it, then it's going to do 4 to the power of 2, so 16. Now the other thing I just want to explain is the importance of including brackets in what you're doing. So if you have cell 3 equals cell 1 plus cell 2 divided by 5 plus 6 multiplied by cell 1 again. What does this mean? It is quite hard to tell from this what this means. You can follow the general rules of BODMAS. However, this would get a little bit complicated. So generally best to put in brackets where you intend each bit to be, so you can have bracket there, bracket there. So bracket there, bracket there, and then I generally like to put brackets even around the multiplications just so you can see them more clearly. So this would be cell 1 plus cell 2 all divided by 5 plus 6, which is 11, times cell 1. So just really important that you make it really clear with your brackets what is being divided by what, because when you look back over again then you'll be able to understand it better, and also it means you know your calculation's doing exactly as you want it to do. So if we run this now, then we got 0.136364. I'm not going to go into the maths and work that all out myself, but you get the gist. Just put the brackets in because it's really important. So in the next tutorial I'm going to go on to strings. I haven't got time left in this one to start looking at them now. So thanks for listening, and I hope you'll be listening again soon.